Welcome to Season 2 of Shop Talk. My name is Jay.
I'm Jess.
And talking with us today is...
It's me, Jess.
It's Jess. It's so funny. I was scrolling through TikTok, and I happened to find a video of you. And
oh, no.
There was something about scented bags, and my goodness, I couldn't believe how many people were commenting and doing so. Tell me more about this with Be Joyful.
So, back in 2020, when we were all stuck at home, my kids convinced me that I needed to go on TikTok. And against my will, I did it, and now I think I'm on there more than they are.
You're a TikTok star. You realize this. You've officially, I think, gone viral.
I have a few viral videos. Yes. My big claim to fame is that Paris Hilton and I are mutuals. She friended me, like legit, and has commented on my videos and stuff a couple of times because, being eco-friendly, that's hot.
It is hot. That is hot.
So, but yes, this current one, it's just a silly video of me talking about how scented trash bags are silly and why are we fragrancing our garbage? And
you put it that way, it's like I've never really thought about why aren't we fragrancing our garbage?
Yes, and lots of people have lots of opinions on it, so it's been really funny.
Can I ask you, because you know better than I do, and you've done the research. It's like, how do they get the fragrance into the bag?
It's not good. I'll tell you that.
Okay.
It's all bad chemicals. So I do understand. I'm a Libra, so I get both sides of this, okay. Right? I do understand that, you want it to be smelling fresh, right? I get that. But on the other side, at what cost? At what cost? We're already using, for the most part, those plastic bags. That's what lots of people are using, right? Those never go away.
Nope. And
now we're adding harmful chemicals on there that those aren't good for our bodies, our respiratory system. Just me personally smelling them, it gives me a headache.
Yeah. It's never a good smell. No. Even if it's supposed to smell good, it's like it's garbage and,
It's fake lavender, right, or something. So, but it's causing a stir.
All right, so let's talk a little bit. You were, I believe, Season 1, Episode 4. And, of course, you're always here. But it's like we talked about Be Joyful in Episode 4 of Season 1. So if you ever have a chance, you should go back and listen to that, where we talked about why you started the business. And it's like, but one of the things that we really want to kind of delve into is, okay, so you're all about the environment and what and all of these products and what they do to your body.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about that.
Sure. So first of all, for those that haven't listened, but you should go back and listen.
All the episodes, because there's all this great stuff.
Oh my gosh.
Yes,
and all of our friends and neighbors downtown, and everyone has this just beautiful stories, right? And they're just great.
Absolutely.
But Be Joyful Shop, it's my store, and it's Michigan's first zero waste and refillery.
Okay, so stop there.
Yep.
What does that mean? To someone who doesn't know, it's like, that sounds like, okay, I don't know what that is.
Yes, we get that a lot. So zero waste is catchy, right? But it's not always feasible. I'm well aware of that. Okay. That's the goal. Zero waste is the goal. Mm-hmm. We talk a lot at the store about being low waste, right? So cutting down on things that you don't need. You don't need the packaging. You don't need, that's what we're, cut down on the bad chemicals, cut down on the plastic, those types of things. And so we have alternatives. We have unpackaged alternatives for the things you have in your home. You have a plastic sponge. We have 3 different sponges that are not plastic. Gotcha. Coconut, bamboo, sisal, right? Yeah. So we have options for pretty much everything you have in your house that is more sustainable or compostable, that type of thing. And then the refillery part of the store is where you can bring in your own bottles and containers and fill up on good, clean products. So none of our products in our whole store, there's no sulfates, parabens, phthalates. There's no fragrance oils at all in our entire store on any of our products. So you can come in, you can bring that I'm not going to say it, but that unnamed dish soap that's
Right.
blue, right?
Yeah.
You can bring that bottle in and fill up with a product that's going to be better for you, better for your body, better for the planet. And you're reusing that plastic bottle until it falls apart. And then you can choose a more sustainable option, a more sustainable container.
So there's no judgment when somebody comes in with a plastic bottle. It's like, why
heavens
do you
no.
have that? Oh, my gosh. What is wrong with you? Don't go there.
Oh, heavens no. Okay. No. And people bring the funniest things in. Little honey bear bottles or cottage cheese containers to get dish soap.
Yeah,
and, I mean, just all of the things. And if it holds it, okay.
So you have like shampoo in there
Yes.
and stuff like that?
Yep.
It's like, okay, so if I want to bring in a shampoo bottle
Yep.
and fill up.
Yeah, shampoo, conditioner, cleaners, household cleaners, hand soap, laundry soap, dish soap. We have pet shampoo. We have a face care line. So many things. And not just liquids. We also have powders and, different other things.
Now, you talked about all the chemicals that aren't in yours. Okay, so why is that important?
Yes. So the one thing that people get confused a little bit, people will say, oh, it's chemical free. Well, if you're anywhere in a science community or you've taken a science class, you know everything's a chemical, right? But there's bad chemicals, and that's what we're trying to avoid.
Okay.
So not only are those bad for the planet, right, our water system, just all the things, but those are bad for our bodies. So whether that's messing with our respiratory system, whether that's causing allergies, skin irritations, all the way up to literally causing cancer. I mean, there's so many products that are on the market, not to be all gloom and doom, right? My name's Be Joyful. We try not to be all grumpy about it, but there's so many products that when you go into Meijer, Target, Walmart, wherever you're going, Costco, they literally have carcinogens in them.
And you
that
would
just
know it.
Makes me sad.
Right.
If you looked at the back and you looked that up,
And how often does that happen?
not very often.
I think they're looking at the front and they're looking at the price.
Yep, exactly. So, yeah. So we are trying to not only help the planet, obviously, but to help our friends and neighbors to have good products. I don't want to see anyone getting sick or even just allergies. People come in and they're like, oh, I'm allergic to everything. I can help. We can help with that. Like, we can get you good products where you're not itchy, you're not uncomfortable, and maybe even have something that smells nice, right? You don't have to be hypoallergenic the rest of your life.
You just have to find the right products.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right, so speaking of products, rumor I have is that there is a new soap line that you're making. Tell me about that.
Oh my gosh, we're so excited. So we make 180 products in-house now. We started with 10 years ago. That's how the business got started.
I don't think I realized it was that many.
I didn't either till we counted.
No wonder I'm so tired.
No wonder I'm so tired. Yeah, so 180 products, and that's bath salts and sugar scrubs and beard oils, face serums, just so many lotion bars, all these things. And one of my best friends came to me, and we were talking about the store and said, what are some products that you'd really like to see amplified, oomphed up?
Right.
And we kind of looked at all the numbers and the products and went back to our first product, the beeswax food wraps, and then the soap that I was making, and said, okay, let's do something with this. And he said, I would like to help with that. So back in November, Joe and I started making soap, and the plan was to make 22 different types of soap.
Oh, that sounds aggressive.
Well, so we were going from 6. I'd been making 6 different types of soap for the past 2 years or so. And we were like, okay, let's make a statement, right? It's going to be all of these like organic, super good ingredients that are as local as we can get. We're getting stuff from the farmer's market, and we're dehydrating it and grinding it up in the mortar and pestle ourselves. any of the color is going to be like from beetroot and like just a turmeric and all of these things, right? It's going to be good. No fragrance oils at all. We're going to come up with some really cool blends to make it smell like this thing that you might find somewhere else, right? And so we we got to 22, and we were like, but we still have a list of all these other ones. And so now we're at 45. And again, we launched this on December 13th.
Okay.
And it's April, what today?
4th.
4th?
Yeah.
So that's where we're at. But it's so much fun. They're big, chunky bars. They're over 5 ounces, like 5.5. They're huge soap bars. They are good for your face, your body. They're super moisturizing. Like everybody comes in and says, "Oh, so I don't even have to use lotion." I mean, not everybody. Everyone's skin is different, but it's really cool.
So that's a really big new innovation.
Yeah.
For you on that kind of level.
Yes. So,
was it at all scary?
So scary. I ordered a 500-pound barrel of coconut oil.
Never thought you'd have to do that in your life.
No, that's horrifying.
Well, that's a new one. Okay.
They had to dolly that thing in. It was crazy. Wow. So, yeah, I mean, getting all the essential oils. Yeah. I mean, I think we have 85. You know, just all of the things. And then the time that's involved.
I can't imagine.
Because, he has a full-time job. I have the store to run. And then on top of all of the other things that we're making and just running a small business, right? But it's important. It's important that we're giving good products to our community. So people come in and they know, like, this is where I can come and get these things that are good. Good for my kids. I need a product that's good for my kids.
100%. And,
so
you don't find that. It's not a mission for most places.
Right.
For you, it's a mission.
It's a mission. Yeah. And that's not to put anybody else down at all with what they do, because I love everybody. So
Absolutely. All right, cool. All right, so we talked a little bit about your business and Be Joyful, downtown Kalamazoo.
Yes.
Lots of things going on.
Lots of things going on.
We haven't had that discussion for a while.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah. I know. I'm so excited. So we have, let's see, April. So every first Friday, we have our First Friday event.
Yep.
Sometimes it's just a First Friday where we have pretty low key, but there's artists and musicians that are downtown. And then we have the times with Art Hop.
Right.
And so it's great. It's really just great time to get out, especially with the weather getting nicer.
Well, again, this is the thing. It's like we all, let's be honest, a lot of us hibernated for a couple of months. It was tough.
Yes. So this is the time. Yeah. Like we are so excited.
Yeah.
But then every second Saturday we have our in the zoo events.
Yeah.
And so going strong. We're heading into year 3 in June. That kicks off.
Wow.
But April 12th is Clue in the Zoo.
Oh, fun.
And
that's a good time.
That's a good time.
Yeah,
our real live Clue mystery game. And then May is Bikes in the Zoo. We've partnered with the city where they had the bike show, and we had Move in the Zoo. And so we're combining forces this year.
Love it.
And it's going to be on the mall and just all the things related to movement and bikes and just getting out there. So really excited about that one.
Yeah, that's cool.
And then going into June, Kids in the Zoo. It'll be our 3rd year with Kids in the Zoo. So yeah. And then we've got all the extra stuff. We've got Mac and Cheese Mayhem in May, and the sidewalk sales coming up in July. Like there's always something going on.
Well, and the funny part about it is there's just, maybe there was someplace we could look on the internet or social media or someplace to be able to find these things at any given time. Jess, would there maybe be someplace?
Downtown Kalamazoo Shops is the place to go on Instagram and Facebook, and then our website too. Awesome. So you can always find the stuff. Reach out if you have questions or ideas or want to participate in some way too. So all of our events are open to everyone.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, we're into season 2.
Yay!
So
we did it.
Well, and we're glad we're back. It's Shop Talk.